Hello everyone, welcome back to the series of full stack web development. In previous tutorial we discussed about variables and their scopes. Now in this tutorial we are going to discuss conditional statements, arrays and loops in PHP. So in PHP there are following conditional statements like else, if else and switch. Right. But these are similar to the conditional statements that you might have studied in C language. So we are not going to discuss much about them. You can just see that syntax is like this. In this case, if condition is true, then this body is executed. In case this condition is false, the else part is executed. Right? Similarly, you can have multiple if and else statements. So in that case, if condition, then body, else if, then again a condition, and you can have multiple else if statements. And how it is going to work: if this is true, then of course this body is going to be executed. In case this is false, then else if will be checked. If this is true, then its body is going to be executed. In case it is false, then body of else is going to be executed. Right. Similarly, switch is similar to the one we have studied previously, so I am not going to discuss much about this. So now let us move towards the loop. And loops you have already studied in previous subjects, and the loops are similar here as well: for, while, another one do while, and there is one new loop that you might not have studied previously, and that is for each. And we will discuss for each in this lecture. But before that, you can see how these loop works or what is the syntax of them. So first, for loop. For loop there is initialization statement testing that we want to perform here, and the last one is increment, and then there is a body. In case of initialization, you might write like I equal to 0. Then we check for the condition. It could be $I less than or equal to n. And in case of increment, you might increment or decrement the variable. So this statement initialization is executed only once. The condition will be executed multiple times. In case this is true, the body will be executed. In case this is false, the execution comes out of this body and execute the statement out of the loop. And after every time the body is executed, the increment is also executed after that. And when an increment is done, condition is checked again. So here is the for loop and the way it works. Now for the while loop is very simple. There is a while, and there is some condition, and there is body. So if it is true, body is executed. In case of false, execution goes out of the loop. Now for the do while loop, do, then there is body, and this body is executed at least once. Then there comes while loop, and here condition. This condition is checked after the body is executed. If this condition is true, the body is executed again. In case of false, control goes out of the loop. Right. So these are three loops that you have studied previously. Now let us move towards the for each. So this for each loop works with arrays. So it's better if we study arrays before and then we'll come to for each loop. So the first kind of array is indexed array, where we have numeric index. So we'll take one example here, number, and we use a function array to initialize this array like this. So now this array will have five values, 1 2 3 4 and 5, and the index is 0 1 2 3 4. If you want to access any one of these, then you have to use number and its index, any one of them, either 0 1 2 3 or 4 5. So this is the way you assign something to an array, and you can access these values using either for loop, simple for loop, or using for each loop. So how do we use for each loop for accessing these numbers? So we need to write for each, then name of array. So here name of array is number, as, and then any variable that you want to take. I am taking value as a variable, and if you want to print it, echo value, and if you want to provide break after that. So this way you will be able to print the numbers using for each loop. Then there is a second kind of array which is called associative array. In case of associative array, the indexed are named keys. So let us assign an array which is marks, and I am going to create marks for some subjects. So like it's English, then I need to write subject name in this way, then one arrow and marks maybe 90. If you want to add one more subject, you can add like science. I will write SC only, and then 95, right? So this is associative array. You can also assign some values to this marks array using this way. So if you want to assign marks for the maths, you can assign like this. Now to access the array, you have to access the array like this, marks, and then provide the subject name. In this case I want to access English marks, and echo this, so you will get the marks for English, right? One thing that I have missed here is I have not used for each loop to access this array. So how we are going to do that? First write for each, then name of array. In our case it is marks, as is a keyword here. Then provide some key, this is also a variable, then arrow, and then value. So this for each loop keeps incrementing the pointer to the array, and this key will be this one, subject name, and value will be the marks. So if you want to print this, you have to echo You can also print the marks like this. So this way you can use for loop and arrays together. Now I'm going to execute all these programs together and understand how this works. Okay, so here is the PHP file that I have designed. Now start by declaring some variables. Let us suppose I am declaring I equal to 1. We'll check this value. If I equal to 1, it should echo hello, else it should echo hi. And according to this code, the value of I is 1, and here we are checking the condition whether I is equal to 1 or not. So this condition is true, of course, so this should print hello, and here you go, the output is hello and it is fine. Now let us try to introduce some more variables so that we can understand if else and else if. So it is 2. So if I equal to 1, then we should print hello, or maybe we can make it 10. Else if j equal to 20, then it should print hi, else it should print by. So in this case, this is false, this is also false, so it should print by, and here you go, right? Let us try to change it to 2, and now this should output hi. So that is the working of if else conditions. Now let us try to use arrays and for each loop together. So what I'm going to do, I will comment it out and declare an array numbers. This array contains 5 values. The way you can access array numbers are by indexing. So I can provide 0th index, and you can see output is 1. You can go up to the 4th index and see the value is 5 in this case. If you change this to more than 4, you will get an error, and it says undefined offset 5, because we have offset till 4th only. Now we are going to use one loop that starts with 0, and then we'll check for the condition if it is less than the numbers of array. So for that you can use a function count. We check the numbers or length of numbers, and then we will increment I one by one. Always keep in mind that you have $sign in front of variables, and then you can print numbers using index I. You can also provide some space or anything that you want to include in between numbers, and then mark the end of statement. Now try to run this, and here you go, you are going to see 5 numbers, right? Similarly, you can create another variable marks, which is an array or associative array, where the first value is subject name, so it could be English as we have said before, and then there is equal sign and sign of greater than, that makes an arrow, so make it 90. Then we'll add another subject science, for that create arrow, and marks. You can also add marks in another way, so it is marks maths equal to 85 or 86. Now try to print this. You can copy above for loop and make it marks here. So I think this should or should not work, that you'll see now. And here you go, undefined index offset 0 1 2 3 whatever, right? So why this error? This is error because we do not have 0 1 2 as index in this array marks. right? So how you can access these marks? So for that you need a named index. In our case, if you want to access English marks, then you have to write like this, and now you will get the marks of English, and that is 90, right? I am going to use for each loop now. Name of array is marks as, and what is key? This you are going to use as key, and then value, and you can print the marks like this. You have to use key inside this and see the marks. Here you go, 90, 95, 86, right? If you want subject name also, then what you can do, remove this whole thing, take it as key, or add arrow in front of this. We are concatenating variables and strings here, so key, and then we will use value. Now you can see the marks and subject name together. Here is English 90, Science 95, Maths 86. If you want to give a break or new line here, so you have to do it like this, and now see the difference, right? Now we have seen the demo how this works. So let us discuss a bit about super globals. Super globals are some special arrays that we use in PHP, and we will be discussing these in coming few lectures in detail. But let us see which super globals we will be using. So one is globals, and this variable you have used already for accessing global variables. Post is to access the form data when method used in form is post. Similarly, the get will be used when method is get. Similarly, the cookie or session are used to access the cookies or session variables. All these are associative arrays, and values are stored in the form of key value pairs. There are some other variables also which are super globals, and we will be discussing these two in coming futures. So I think this is enough for this lecture, and we'll stop here. In coming lectures, we will discuss how to extract the form data and how to establish connection with database. So till then, thank you so much.